Angelic harmonies lift me off the ground. Notes that tie my heartstrings wrap me safe and sound. Breezes through the trees echo in my...
Hello everyone. I am back to record the final video for now. I'm going to definitely hold off a little bit on the Earth Star and Soul Star chakra information, but I do want to get this last little leg out just so you can go through all of the videos all the way from the root and kind of process through the chakras on your own time. But yeah, the crown chakra is kind of a, it's a big one. It is the lotus of 1,000 petals, right? And so if we're talking about the lotus flower grows in the mud, right? It is a very unique flower. If you've ever seen a lotus, then you'll know that it's built a little bit different than maybe a more delicate flower, right? Like a rose, with its very delicate petals and everything like that. It has to be able to persevere through thicker energy, right? Through murkier circumstances, and yet it's so beautiful and it's like almost untouched. But because of the circumstances that the lotus has to be in, it has grown to be stronger, right? More resilient and dependable, right? And for example, you probably couldn't find a lotus and a rose in the same circumstances. This is not to say that they are not both very resilient in their own ways, but the circumstances that they came from is different. So anybody who has been through hell and back can probably resonate with the lotus flower as a totem. Or a symbol, right? So, in a general sense, the crown chakra is located at the tip of the head. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's like either right at the scalp or it's a little bit above the head. But yeah, the crown chakra represents our divinity, and it represents detachment, oneness, surrender, observation, and it is very necessary in order to learn and elevate our perspectives through our experiences. So, the crown chakra. For some reason, the first thing I think about when I think of the crown chakra is complete relaxation. When I think of the color purple, well, just think for a second. What do you associate with the color purple? It could be an object, right? It could be a scent. It could be, it could be anything. It could be like anything. Sorry, y'all. I'm feeling a little bit like foggy in my higher chakras right now. So if you don't mind, just bear with me as I get this last little video out. I am feeling a little bit maybe tired. I'm not sure. It could be tiredness. But yeah, I just kind of came back off of like a little mini vacation that I took, away from everything, just to kind of get myself together, get some rest, get some quiet, and just take the time to nurture myself without, being around so many energies. So yeah, I'm kind of readjusting. But when I think of the crown chakra specifically, obviously I think of the color purple. And when I think of the color purple, I think of complete relaxation. I think about that space that I'm in when at the end of the day, when I'm laying in my bed, when I'm completely comfortable and I'm drifting off to sleep. and I am letting everything go. Basically, the crown chakra is about surrender. It's about being able to let everything go, right? Let me follow my train of thought all the way through because I have a habit of kind of like skirting off into different directions at one time. Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and get something to help me ground my energy. I always got my trusty hematite quartz in my pocket here. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch that over. Okay. So, let me go ahead and turn this down because it's actually distracting me a little bit. Okay, so yeah, when I think of the crown chakra, I think of a spa day. I think of being completely taken care of by another person. And maybe this is part of why I love spa days. I love massages. I love, the head scratches, the head massages. I love getting my hair washed by other people, getting my, just getting everything taken care of. And that is the crown chakra. Genuinely, that's the crown chakra. And it could come to you, this realization that I am always taken care of can come to you in a myriad of ways. It could come from, faith in a higher power and experiences. Really, the crown chakra is about wisdom. It's about lived experience, and sometimes it's not even about like living the experience, but some people come into this life, like some children will come into this life with a very active and clear and strong crown chakra, and they hold this wisdom. Remember I told you I believe in past lives and all of that. Yeah, so I believe that when a child comes into this world and they are very wise and they are what you would consider an old soul. I know you've met a couple children or some babies that you've looked at and they resembled like a grandma or an auntie or an ancestor of some kind, or you just look at them and you're like, yeah, they're fed up already with being here. They are fed up already. They done came into this world and they looked around and they said, what the hell do you got me up in? Like, what do you have me in right now, bro? What is this? Right? Like, this is some bullshit. That's the type of look that these kids be having, these old souls. And these kids have very elevated perspectives and consciousness. And when you have that knowing, mind you, the crown chakra affirmation or statement, I guess you could say, is I know. It is a knowing. When you have an activated crown chakra and an elevated perspective, or when you're a very wise person, oh Jesus, I almost fell back. You don't need to speak, really. You don't need to speak. You don't need to prove. It is genuine confidence. It is genuine experience, right? I don't know if I did this in a different video, but no. It's this video that I had watched one time, and the guy was like, don't you know that belief is a doubt? Basically, so he was saying like a belief is a doubt. A knowing is something that you feel. It's something that you've been through. It's something that you've lived through. So a good example, is like a math teacher knows a certain formula, right? Knows a certain formula that is going to produce a certain outcome when you do a certain, like you fill out an equation or whatever. A teacher knows that, right? Because this is not something they believe. This is something that has been tried and tested, and it has worked. And it has worked, and it has worked, and it has worked, right? They have found a formula, they know. Okay, they can be confident in that, right? There's a lot of things that you can't be confident about. But one thing that you can be confident about is your own experiences and what they taught you. Wisdom is something that you can be confident about because it is tried and tested, and it is true. And the thing about wisdom is different than knowledge. Knowledge and facts can change. Facts change all the time when you gain more information. But the thing about wisdom is that it is extracted from a myriad of experiences. It is extracted from a variety of experiences, right? 10 people could have different experiences and gain the same type of wisdom from it. And that wisdom will apply in all areas of their life, no matter, all across the board, no matter where they are in life, no matter how old they are. There is certain wisdom that you know, and you just know to be true, and you apply it, and it always works. Okay, so that's the crown chakra. The crown chakra is also the place where you, like I said, surrender. So this could be when you lay down for bed, right? And you have a lot of worries on your head. What is it within you? Imagine you could let it go, right? You could let go of the worries and go to sleep, and sleep deeply, and sleep peacefully, and sleep restfully. Imagine that you could do that at the end of, a stressful day, or at the end of a busy day or a busy week, and you lay down and you have all these thoughts. What is it within you that allows those thoughts to release so that you can get some peace and sleep? What is it within you? What connection do you have to make? What thoughts do you have to think? What is it that you're connecting to? What wisdom are you connecting to? Or what faith and belief, are you connecting to? Right? Or, I don't even want to say belief, because to me, belief is not necessarily enough to allow that surrender to occur. For me, at least. Right? For me, I have to reflect. When I'm reflecting on the crown chakra, I'm reflecting on literal experiences that I had. And hold on, we're going to get into this as well. I want to dive a little deeper into this. We're going to talk a little bit about the ancestors. When I lay down to sleep at night, okay, this is where religion comes in. This is where spirituality comes in. This is the space of open-mindedness. This is the space of being open to new information. When you figure out that something that you're doing is not working, when you figure out that, a belief that you're having is really restricting you in your life, when you're figuring out that something that you're thinking or a way of moving through this world is not working for you, it is not allowing new opportunities into your life, it is not allowing, happiness into your life or joy, it is not allowing friendship and connection into your life, and this is a space where a lot of people, they confront their prejudices as well. They confront their prejudices about the world around them, right? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of like all of this information at one time, so just follow me, right? Just bear with me, just follow me, stay following what I'm saying, even though it's kind of like going off the rails a bit. I'm going to write down some key points and I'll circle back to them, just in case you're not following what I'm saying here, because I'm kind of jumping from thing to thing, but I'm getting a lot of information. The crown chakra is also the space of psychic abilities or divine information, where you can really receive divine information. This is the highest chakra, that we really focus on consciously, right? It's not the highest chakra, but it is the one that we're talking about. It is the highest of the 7 chakras here, and it is connected to the heavens. Okay? The root chakra is connected to the earth. The crown chakra is connected to the heavens, all right? And when you have an open crown chakra, you can allow divine wisdom, divine energy. A lot of gurus and stuff, they had a lot of gurus and spiritual leaders, and even not people who are spiritual leaders, but just leaders. Big humanitarian energy. This is a space that is open, right? Because they are channeling divine love through themselves as a vessel, and when I say that, I mean they are doing it for the sake of humanity, not the sake of one group or one gender or one race or one religion. They have that love for everyone, because the crown chakra is also the space of oneness, okay? And that comes with wisdom. And let me tell you something that it's not talked about enough, but age does not equate to wisdom. I know they say, you have to be old and you have to experience things. Age does not equate to wisdom. Because there are plenty of people who have been through some shit in their life, and yet they have not gained that wisdom and applied that wisdom in their life. They have not learned anything from their experiences. They just keep reliving and rehashing the same experiences through their life. They wouldn't be able to guide another generation, a younger generation, into a more elevated perspective, because they have not reached that space within themselves. And it's possible, of course. It's possible with a lot of work. But I just want you to know that there are people who are very young, who are very wise, and when your crown chakra is really open, you will understand this truth, and you will not make the mistake of judging or placing a label on somebody because of their age. Okay, ageism goes out the window with the crown chakra. You do not see, just like the third eye, right? You do not see the outside. You feel what is inside. You are open to what something is offering you, the value that something has within it, the value that something is putting into the world. That's what you pay attention to. The wisdom that something has to offer. And this has a big thing to do with also clairaudience and listening and being actively, being actively aware of what's being presented to you. Okay? So, another thing is, with the crown chakra, I associate the crown chakra with Aquarian energy. And if you are familiar with Aquarian energy rules over the 11th house in the zodiac. And Aquarius rules over friendships. And Aquarius is a big humanitarian energy. It is a big connector energy. Okay? Aquarian people naturally have a sort of spirituality about them. Okay, they naturally are connected to some sort of higher knowledge, even if they don't consciously consider themselves to be. The way they move, like I said before, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. So in my perspective, everything is spiritual, whether you think it is or not, right? So everything is kind of guided by a certain unseen energy that flows through this universe. It's around us. It's in the air we breathe right now. Right? It's happening between you and me, even on the side of this screen, on the other side of this screen, through this screen. You are receiving energy from me. It's flowing between us, right? I'm picking up on energy here, there, and everywhere, okay? I could pick up on your energy or collective energy all the way from where I'm at, regardless of where you are in the world. It's connection, and it's accessible, okay? And that is that Aquarian energy. Aquarian rules over innovation as well. And, it's like the saying, I said it before, but you cannot solve the problem from the level of the problem. So Aquarius energy, crown chakra energy is about innovation. It's about learning new information as new information comes in, and not being afraid to pivot into a new direction for the highest and best good of all. Okay, because it's about friendships, imagine a friend group, right? You could have several different friends, a handful of friends, and all of them could be different in some way. And yet you have to find a way to connect to each of them on a certain level. You have to learn how to, maintain those interpersonal connections with each of your friends. You have to learn to value each of your friends for their differences. You have to also learn what can connect all of us and bring us together if need be. There needs to be a certain synergy, and that comes with the crown chakra. And so the crown chakra, because I, have a faith to me, because, I believe in Christ consciousness, I believe that there is truth. And this is the crown chakra as well. When you are really in tune with your crown chakra, you will understand that number one, there are two sides to every story. There is truth in every story. There is validity to every story, right? Things are actually neutral And it just depends on your subjective experience and your, your own feelings, your own emotions, your own desires, okay? That is what shapes, your morals, your values, what you believe to be true, what you believe to be fine, what you believe to be not okay or unjust, right? Like, these things are subjective to different people. You'll understand that. And this is where in the crown chakra you begin to really create your own understanding of these higher, more philosophical topics, right? Because it comes from your own lived experience. It comes from the trials and tribulations that you've had in your life, the things that you've learned from those experiences, the things that pushed you through those experiences, the things that, how you were shaped by those experiences and what you have to offer into this world. Okay, the crown chakra also has to do with, it's very future oriented. It's very much pushing the needle forward. It's very much about purpose. 2020 was just on the clock. So it's very much about vision. Okay, the crown chakra is very much about vision. And so another thing I wanted to say, give me 1 second. Let me take a breath, girl. Let me take a breath, because I can go on and on and on and on. Spirit, please cleanse my head. I ask, please, that you guide my words, guide my thoughts, continue to help me be present and aware, and to give what I came here to give through you. Please open up my crown chakra, protect my energy. Archangel Michael, all the other archangels, I ask that you touch my head, cleanse me with the white light. Wrap me and cocoon me in a golden light of protection, protecting my energy, calling my energy back to me into this present moment. Okay. And that right there is crown chakra energy, okay? That is what I mean by crown chakra energy. Another thing that I wanted to talk about with the crown chakra is I also associate the crown chakra with ancestry and ancestors, okay? This could be on a very basic level, like connecting to a spiritual practice or a religion that your ancestors practiced, right? So this could be something that, you carry on, traditions that you carry on in the way that you move through the world. But on a more, I guess, not necessarily having to do with spirituality, although it is spiritual, not necessarily having to do with religion specifically, but just certain ways that your ancestors got through trials and tribulations. All of us, okay, especially if you are a person of color, right? You have ancestors who have probably been through things like slavery, things like torture in some way, right? Could have been through a lot of, maybe poverty, wars, things like that, right? And through those things, you are here. Through all of that, you were born. Through all of that, you are thriving. Through all of that, you are breathing. You are alive. You are, through them they live on, or through you they live on. And there are certain strengths that can be evoked from your ancestors. Now, right now, at the time I'm recording this, it is currently January 25th, 2025. And if you are in America, probably you don't have to be in America, because everyone knows that America is really the laughingstock of the world, right? A lot of countries are very much in tune with our news and what's going on in our country, and it's pitiful. It's pitiful. Okay? I'm going to keep it 100%. If you have been in tune with the news, which I don't see how you could not, you'll know there's a lot of hate going on since Trump got back in office. All right? And one thing that I've been hearing from a lot of people is that they're scared. Number one, we're all scared. Okay? We're all scared. This is where that crown chakra energy comes in. Crown chakra elevates fear into freedom. All right? A lot of people are, scared. They're just feeling, honestly, like, of course, we're going back in time. We're repeating history, and it's crazy. It's crazy. A lot of people feel like, they're in Nazi Germany. The hate, the cruelty, just the prejudice is crazy. But something that has been getting me through this time and has getting me through this fear is my faith. Not only my faith in God, but my faith in myself. And this is also crown chakra energy. It is through your own experiences, right? Because I think I said this before, but I may not have said it in these videos, but to me, spirituality or manifestation or magic or simply getting through this life is half spiritual and it's half practical, meaning that it's half a higher power and it's half you, right? You can't just be a bump on the log and expect things to change. You have to do some type of work, and you have. And that is where these experiences come from. And so it comes from also not just a faith in the unseen and a higher power, right, in a religion or whatever it is, but it's also just a faith in your own ability to conquer and to persevere through hate and cruelty and dire circumstances. Something that's really been getting me through this time is remembering my ancestors. I have a picture of one of my aunts up there right now. Thinking about how my ancestors and so many of our ancestors had to face slavery, being taken from their families, being taken from their homelands, being separated from their families and their children, being beaten, being raped, being tortured. They did all that, right? I'm thinking of the verse, One Man Can Change the World by Big Sean. This is the song. One Man Can Change the World by Big Sean. I guarantee you this will invoke some sort of strength within you, okay? Big Sean said, how I'm supposed to say I'm tired when that girl from West Virginia came up in conditions that I couldn't survive, went to war, came back alive, on top of that became a female black captain when being black you had to extra try. Okay, listen to me. Think about your ancestors. Even if it's not slavery, if it's not oppression in that way, think about the society that they came from, the rules that they had to live under, right? The sicknesses maybe that was plaguing, the environment at the time, the lack of resources that they had, the lack of knowledge that they had, and that, doctors had and scientists had on certain things. Think about how small-minded so many people were, and yet your ancestors survived, your lineage survived, and you are here today. So you have to invoke whatever it is that got them through all of that, because I can guarantee you that there was a lot of fear there. There was a lot of odds stacked against them, but they survived. So if you're watching this and you are someone who is being targeted right now by prejudice or racism or hate, or if you're just afraid to see people that you love and care about being targeted by this and you feel hopeless or powerless, I need you to invoke this strength within you. Okay? Because let me tell you, we are stronger together. And that is also the crown chakra, putting our heads together. Something that I love to think about, and it keeps me going, is the fact that no one can ever enslave you until they enslave your mind, until they get your thoughts, until they make you think that you don't have a choice, until they make you think that you ain't shit, until they make you think that you're, you deserve to die, or you deserve this, or you deserve that, or that you're worth nothing, or that no one loves you. That's bullshit. Okay? Until somebody gets in your head like that, and it can be easy, but right now, if you're watching this video, you're going to be okay. And I need you to spread this love. I need you to spread this passion and empower other people to feel this way about themselves. To get in tune with their ancestral strengths. To get in tune with their community, come together because there's power in numbers. Get in tune with their higher self. Get in tune with their higher power or their religion if they've been slacking. Alright, get in tune on them rituals, because that is what keeps you alive in this world. Let me tell you, spirituality and religion both, I feel, were created as a way to survive harsh circumstances. When people lost all of their hope, all of their faith, when they were scared and didn't know where to go, they developed rituals and practices. They started talking to gods and deities. They started, shaping their lives around spirituality because it gave them hope. And that's what I'm here to do. That's why I make these videos that I make, because life is half practical, right? We are still in this human realm. We still have to, make shit shake in the human world, in the physical world. We have to make things tangible. But none of that is possible without a little bit of spirituality mixed in with it, without a little bit of faith in it, right? So, that was the crown chakra. Is there anything else that I need to mention about the crown? Yeah, so there's a tarot reader on YouTube here, because I'm not just posting this video on YouTube, but there's a tarot reader called, I think her name is Spiritual Hot Girl Coach on here, and at the end of her reading, she likes to do spiritual homework. Well, this is not necessarily spiritual homework, I'm not, that's where I got the idea from, okay? I don't need nobody saying that I'm trying to steal nothing. I love the way that she formats, her business and everything like that, and that's something that I think is really helpful. And that's something I kind of already naturally do, is kind of give you things, little prompts and exercises to kind of chew on what I'm saying and kind of, make it work for you in your life. So something with this crown chakra is, what I want you to reflect on is, what are the things that help you release fear, right? For some people, it's meditation. For me, I know when I step into meditation and I'm dealing with a lot of fear, I tune into my spirit. And with spirit, there's nothing but love. There's no fear, right? Fear is a human construct. Fear is a human construct. Prejudice is a human construct. Racism is a human construct. Sexism is a human construct. And so are male and female gender norms. Those are human constructs. They have nothing to do with the truth. It's all subjective, right? And so you don't have to adhere to what another person thinks is real. You don't. If that's not what resonates with you in your soul and in your life, if that does not sit in your body, then it's not for you. Let it go. And that's also the crown chakra, is to allow things in and to allow things out as necessary, right? Keeping an open mind and seeing what works for you, what doesn't, right? What feels right, what doesn't. It's also aligning with your sense of morality. What do you feel is just? What do you feel is right? The crown chakra is led by higher values, the highest values, right? It's about purpose. It's about humanitarian. It's about what is the best thing to do for the good of all. It's not just, I was thinking about, throughout this video I've been making, I've been thinking about the contrast between the Leo and the Aquarian energy. Because my rising is in Leo, so then my, descendant? Yeah, my ascendant is in Leo, and my descendant is Aquarius. Okay, and that's the balance. That is like a polarity thing. That is the Leo energy, which is the sun energy. which is the I energy, right? It is the self. It is the self-expression, me type of energy, and that is good. But there also needs to be a balance of outward, turning your attention outward into your environment, your community, your personal connections and things like that. That's the Aquarian energy. It's the energy of generosity as well. It's the energy of, okay, so now what do you need? Let me make sure that, I'm taken care of, and that's a priority, no doubt. I'm taken care of. I have enough to give. Now let me turn my attention to what's going on out here and how I can provide. What can I provide? What type of value can I put out into the world right now? Who can I help? Where can I extend my efforts, right? How can I elevate the circumstances around me? That's the Aquarius energy. How can I elevate the circumstances around me? How can I increase value here? That's Aquarius to me. And so I guess something to reflect on would be, what type of things make you feel like everything's going to be okay? To me, it's meditation. To me, it's also doing volunteer work and extending my efforts where I can, because I know that if I am doing it, especially with a group of people, then I know that there is hope for the world, and I feel better about that. I feel better when action is taken instead of inaction, instead of being passive about things that scare you. I feel like, combined efforts are something that really make me feel safe. They make me feel brave. They make me feel like I am contributing to the greater good and bettering this world in some way. Another thing that makes me feel safe and secure is getting good sleep and being at the end of my day to let go of stress. And that ties into my prayer before sleep, right? I use my spirituality to know that everything's going to be okay. And how do I know this? Several reasons. I know this because even if, for some reason what I believed in wasn't working for me anymore, I know that something works somewhere, because my ancestors got through things that, are more urgent or, crazy to even think about, more than this moment right here. And because of that, I know I can get through this. I know that I can get through this. But when I tune into my higher power, right, I know, because I reflect on all the things in my life, things worse than this that I've been through, moments where I literally thought that I would not make it, and I did. I know that someone somewhere is looking out for me. That's my crown chakra, and that allows me to sleep peacefully, because I know. Another thing about the crown chakra is coming to terms with death. And that's just the truth of it. Coming to terms with death and releasing fear of death. One way or another, right? Whether it has to do with you believe in, heaven, whether it has to do with you believe that in, reincarnation, and that, I'll pass from this body and maybe I'll turn into a butterfly, or maybe, I'll come back as an ancestor, or whatever the case is. Or if you just, in a scientific way, you understand the process of death, that it's natural, and that's enough for you. And you're not afraid of it, because just like all nature, everything has a time, a place, a season, and it matters, So whatever it is that helps you come to terms with death and the end of this life, that also has to do with the crown chakra. And it also has to do with purpose as well. Because when you realize time is not, life is not permanent, this reality that we're in, this moment we're in, is not permanent. Number one, you can get through things better, because that everything is temporary, nothing lasts forever. And two, that you better make this moment count, right? And so that can help shape your life in a purposeful way. That can help shape your life in a just, maybe just living freer, right? Living freer, knowing that it's gonna happen, it's inevitable, and coming to terms with what you believe the transition will be like and what's waiting for you on the other side. All of these things are connected to the crown chakra. So yeah, like I said, the statement for the crown chakra is I know. I know. Reflect on that. What do you know? Right? What do you know to be true? Not believe. Not believe. What do you know? Like, what do you feel to be true in your life? Right? That's that higher energy. All right? So, yeah, I just want to come on here and make sure that I kind of tapped into this crown chakra energy right now, and also give a little bit of a message for any of you who are out there who come upon this video at any point in time. And I do feel like it will be guided to the right people, just maybe specifically for that message, to let you know that it's going to be okay. Everything is as it's meant to be. And if you understand why I'm saying that, you understand why I'm saying that. This is an opportunity to rise up. Right? The thing about history is, when you understand it, you can change it. Not change history, but change the patterns, because it's not about history, right? It's not necessarily about the time or the place specifically. It's not about that, because it's about the patterns. It's about the human emotions that were, running that situation. It's about the patterns, the mental states that were running that situation. Because if you look at history, it just repeats and repeats and repeats until people consciously evolve as a species, until we consciously evolve and have that evolution of our minds, of the crown chakra, which is going to happen very soon. Slowly, but it's going to happen very soon. People are already waking up to this understanding of, labels are bullshit, right? Things are not what you see with your two eyes. We are all connected, right? There's a lot of people rising up. And I told someone before, and listen, I'm a prophetess, man. I'm a prophetess. So what I'm saying right now may not come to fruition within the next 3 months. It may not even come in the next year or so. But just know that when you come upon this video at some point in time, you're going to reflect on what I'm saying. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, damn, she was right. So you can trust that. I told someone before, this is someone who, it was kind of funny, but this was a female who she majored in finance in school, or she went to finance school or something like that. And so, of course, which is cool. I respect that. I respect everybody in their respective categories and how they live their life. So she's a very scientific-minded person, a very facts-based, statistic-based person. We were having a conversation. I said, the next revolution is going to be a spiritual one. And she said, well, she started talking about, gathering things and dealing with it, and getting people together. And I said, look, this is not going to be like nothing that you've ever seen before. It's going to be spiritual. Spiritual is not logical. Spiritual is intuitive. Spiritual is creative. Spiritual is feminine based. It's not going to be logical. It's not going to be something that has been done a million times before. This is a new age, a new revolution for evolution. Okay? And so, that right there was kind of like, I see where she was coming from. I respect that, and I do take in the information that she was telling me and process it through myself. And I balance that out with what I'm saying and how I feel, because there's truth there too. And that's also the crown chakra. Like I said, it's being open to other people's wisdom, other people's experiences, but not neglecting your own, but finding a way that we can work together, right? Because we're stronger together, and making some shit pop. Because me alone, I can't achieve anything alone. You alone, you can't achieve anything alone. There's nothing that we do alone. Either we do it with a physical person, we do it with a spiritual guide, right? We do it with some type of resource, some type of help. We do it with something to get us through, something to get us through. We don't do anything alone off our own just genuine will. That doesn't work. Like, there's literally the law. What the heck was that? There's literally a law that states that, things don't move on their own without like an external energy to keep it going. And when the external energy, stops providing for this thing in motion, the thing is not going to be in motion no more. So there's always something that's feeding you. All right? So yeah, I've kind of, no, I didn't ramble, man. I didn't ramble. This is what I came here to do. So if you guys would like any more information on this crown chakra or anything like that, let me know. For now, I'm going to take a break and hold off on the Earth Star chakra and the Soul Star chakra. I do think I'll do the Earth Star first because that's my main priority. And actually, I know a little bit more about the Earth Star chakra than the Soul Star chakra, I think. Or at least, I think about it more. Because to me, it's more practical to know about the Earth Star than the Soul Star chakra, since it's very etheric. It's very kind of like up there. That's kind of like the higher self, and we'll get into that. But yeah, so that's the crown chakra. I think that's pretty much what I have for that one. But yeah, detachment. The crown chakra is about detachment as well. It's about not judging things, right? It's not about judgment. So if you're looking at me right now, it's you're looking at me right now, you're watching this video, right? And you're like, you're judging me. It's because your mind is not willing to be open. And that's the thing about fear. Fear is when you're coming from a place of fear, you're thinking about all the things that you can lose. Whether it be your life, a relationship, an attachment, money, some sort of basic need, whether you're afraid of losing some sort of reputation, whether it be you're afraid of losing some sort of identity that you've already created for yourself, right? You're afraid of changing. It's fear of change, right? And so if you're looking at me and I'm presenting some ideas that are completely foreign to you, or they go against everything that you traditionally have believed in, you're going to maybe feel threatened. You're going to maybe reject me, or, you're not going to see my humanity and you're not going to resonate with me. You may not want to show up for me as a neighbor, a friend, a lover, whatever the case is, right? But when you detach yourself and really listen to what I'm saying, how does it feel to you? How does it sit with you, right? Do you feel like these could be ideas that could help you in your life? Do you feel like these could be ideas that are meaningful, or that could provide value in some way, or, that could help someone, support someone? Do you feel like these ideas help uplift or help break down? Those are the things that you have to be detached enough to feel into and to observe. You have to be able to observe something in order to notice how it makes you feel, and then make your decision based on that. You can't just judge something because you're afraid. Notice that, right? So yeah, all right, I'm about to head off though. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I took a couple days in between each video to kind of collect myself and just make sure I was in the right space to, focus on the intention. And yeah, I kind of flowed with this video here. I wrote down a couple things and then I just allowed myself to talk, and that's what I do best as a Gemini moon. I just love to talk, girl. And I love making these videos. So yeah, definitely share this video if it is interesting to you. Go ahead and watch through all 3 videos. Is it 3? Yeah. That I've made. Alright. And leave any comments, any support, anything at all, man. Because I think love is really what people need right now. Support is what people need. And just, if you resonate with something, then connect to those people. Connect to those ideas and hold on to it. Because that is what is going to get us through these type of times in this world. Alright?